You were at the FEE Freedom Tournament.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience going to the Foundation for Economic Education.
Oh, well, the first time I went to the Foundation for Economic Education, I walked in and I listened to the speakers, and I went up to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I finally found people who think like me!" And I felt more at home there because, you know, I had these ideas about liberty that I'd picked up from Teen Pact or from my friends or just from stuff I had read, but I had never found anybody who thought that way. And to go to the Foundation of Economic Education and see how this is actually being synthesized and taught and actually further explained to me, it just made so much sense, and it was so exciting to see how it all actually worked together. It was a lot of fun, and the building's so pretty. It was so nice to be there. Even just in the library, all these books, I was like, oh, I want to take the books off the shelf and read them all, but I didn't. But right. When we went to the Foundation of Economic Education, I got the Freeman magazine. It said raw milk on the front. I was like, this is definitely going to be interesting. And then once I found out that it was free, I was like, Mom, we need to subscribe to this. The past time we went, there was a pamphlet about the Great Depression and the causes behind that, and I've been reading that, going through it systematically and periodically, trying to piece it all together, draw from my background knowledge, and that's been really interesting too. But I think the favorite out of all the things I've gotten from FEE is definitely iPencil, just because it's so short and I have short attention span partly. But the metaphor and how it was explained, it was so clear and concise, and even though I already believed free trade was awesome, and the division of labor, just the way it was explained through that metaphor was really interesting to me, because I'm not naturally a logical thinker, and it was explained clearly. So I really liked that. I like FEE for the free literature.
Good. Lost you.
Well, I sat down with my copy of the law right before the first round robin, and I opened it up and I went through with a underliner, underlining any times he referenced justice, or any time he referenced property, or any time he referenced liberty. So my copy is quite underlined, but then I take those ideas and I just tuck them in the back of my head, or I type all the quotes out on a piece of paper. And it's something that holds a lot of credence with the judge when you can get up there and say, Frederick Bastiat, he thought about this a lot. He studied how it was implemented, and this is what he had to say about it. So the ideas, especially about property, I talk about a lot in debate, because property isn't necessarily something that's recognized as an intrinsic value. People say, oh yes, of course, human rights is good. But when you say, we have a right to property, they say, really? Really? And so Bastiat is someone you can draw from and say, yes, right to property is important because it's the fundamental ties to the importance of liberty.
So, are you like 28 or 30 or so that you've done all this stuff? How old are you?
I am 17, but I guess I have a lot of spare time for reading.
That's great. So, do you give talks to other groups, or do you mix with people where you talk about these ideas outside of debate? Or, I mean, who else is hearing about these things besides all the people that will watch this video?
Well, sometimes it's just my friends, either from church or youth group or shooting. I have a shooting coach who has some very interesting ideas about government and how economics should work, and so we have interesting discussions. So a lot of times it's just talking with my friends or people I know. But unfortunately, I haven't had any professional venues where I can go and talk to people about these ideas. But it's cool talking about them with people on a one-to-one basis.